Morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're seeing me make a chemical reaction. Actually, it's not going to be much of a chemical reaction. I'm putting some collagen powder into my water. And the live started earlier than usual. Generally, when I start a live, it takes a minute or so for it to kick in and actually start because I live out in the country and I have some strange kind of internet connection. But today, of course, because I wanted it to be slow, it started right away. How are you doing today? My name is Sharon Horne-Ellstrom. In case we haven't met, you can call me Pajama Grandma because I am the Pajama Grandma. I am in the process of transitioning from the brick and mortar world of traditional businesses in corporate America to creating my online, like laptop lifestyle, they call it, because I do most of my work from my laptop, and I actually do it in my pajamas or my robe. I'd say 90% of the time. I maybe shouldn't confess to that, but about 80 or 90% of my time that I'm home, I'm in the comfort of my pajamas or my robe or maybe a yoga outfit if I happen to do yoga first thing in the morning. My daughter's trying to get me into that. I gotta tell you, I'm not very flexible. Well, I'm pretty flexible, but I'm not very coordinated and I don't have terrific balance. I've got some vision problems, so my balance is iffy at best, and I find yoga very challenging. I also, if you haven't noticed, I kind of talk fast and I do everything fast. So for me, the whole slowing down and doing deliberate moves and holding positions almost kills me. And so yoga is definitely a good practice for me, but it's a super challenging practice because I don't want to slow down. I want to just keep running, but not running. I don't run. I have an internal cardiac device. And the last time I ran, it set it off. So unless there's a bear or a tiger or a lion or something that's going to eat me, I guess I'd run from an alligator. There's a lot of things I would run from, but since I don't usually experience those things and I don't go in environments where I will experience those things, the probability of that is me having to run is slim to none. I will walk, I will try yoga or keep attempting to get better at yoga, but there's other things that I won't do. So what does that have to do with online business? Absolutely nothing, except if we don't have our health, we don't have anything. So we need to be taking care of our health by drinking collagen drinks to keep our joints flexible and keep us moving, and doing whatever it takes to be healthy and take good care of ourselves so that we have the energy to participate in our businesses and in our life in general, right? I mean, think about it. If you've ever been sick, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you've ever had a health challenge, you know what I'm talking about. As much as we run through our entrepreneurial or our business ownership lives, nothing shuts us down faster than a health challenge, either of our own or of somebody very close to us, someone that's in our immediate family or someone we love and care about. When they have a health challenge, chances are it causes everything else in our lives to take a complete stop because that becomes the overriding number one priority in our lives. Not even what I was going to talk about today. Yesterday was an awesome day. I had 2 amazing interviews with people that, there's so many incredible people on this planet, and it is so fun to have the privilege of speaking with them and asking them questions about their experiences in their life and what's working out best for them, and then sharing it with you, because it's not any good if I just hear it. Well, it is. It's still good if I hear it, but it's even better when I get to experience it and I get to share it with the people that are listening and wanting to hear that message as well. So that was fantastic yesterday. I've never done 2 interviews in one day before, except back in my old journalism days. I know, I hate to admit that I was actually in journalism for a while. In my youth, in my very, very young youth, in my teenage and early college years, I was in journalism. And then, of course, I went through I don't know if a lot of people do this, but a lot of people I know do this, go through a lot of changes and a lot of different choices and choose a lot of different things to study in college. I think I changed my major like 6 times in college. And then I ended up getting 3 degrees because I couldn't decide. And I don't know if that served me well or not. I think it served me well because it allows me to look at situations from a lot of different perspectives and from a lot of different ways. My career has been like that too, where I've changed industries and jobs. When I was in corporate America, I changed industries and jobs, and not just jobs, but entire industries back when I was working in corporate America. And I think a lot of HR managers and hiring managers look at that as a bad thing when you switch industries. But I don't think they know that that's actually a secret weapon and a secret strategy to really advance your career quickly. Because if you have the ability to see things from different perspectives and to look at situations and the way an organization does things in different industries, you have way more resources to call upon in your job or in the role that you're living. And you bring way more value to that organization than anybody that's just moved up through the ranks in a single organization. I think it's interesting. All the companies that have this hire from within philosophy, I get that. I understand that. And that used to work in the world the way the world was, 50 years ago. But I don't know that that is a very great strategy nowadays, because there's so much talent in the world that if we're not looking for the people that are the best fit for our organization from anywhere in the world nowadays, because we have the ability to do that, I think that we're missing out. I think that we could create and be and do and have so much more as a business and organization than if we continue to live with the old paradigms of, we always promote from within. Well, good for you, but guess what? All the other companies that are willing to look outside of themselves for improvement and growth, they're going to eat your lunch, because everybody within tends to think the same way, tends to have the same values and the same beliefs. And that's good in that a team with the same values and the same beliefs and the same goals can be very powerful. But if it means you're missing out on techniques and strategies and resources that could really benefit your industry, you're going to get left behind, because somebody's going to come in and they're going to have a brand new opportunity for people that offers a massive change and a massive improvement from what you're doing. It won't just be an improvement, it'll be a whole new idea, a whole new change, a whole new way of looking at whatever it is that you do. There's so many industries we can see that have come and gone because of that change and because of the way the world works now, and how fast technology and information are changing the way we do everything. I mean, when I was in college, it was like the information age. Now it's it's kind of an influencer age. I'm not a new age thinker, so I'm old, right? Excuse my throat. So I'm not sure why I'm rambling about this today, but as I'm watching the world around me change, and it's been changing so fast, it's almost hard to catch it. That's why I like listening to people like Gary Vee and following people that are at the top of their industries. And there's so many. It depends on the industry that you're interested in. But you have to pay attention to the thought leaders and not necessarily adopt their thoughts, but see what they're thinking and then ask yourself, does that make sense to me? What else is possible? What else might work? What else could help me overcome this particular thought or obstacle? And my favorite question now, I think, is, well, what am I creating now? That's actually my favorite question. But in addition to what am I creating now, what else is possible? Because there's always another possibility. There's always another way of looking at things. So today I've got my group coaching program to do. I want to line up a couple more interviews because I'm sort of changing the direction of my interviews. I was going one direction, and for a temporary period, I need to do something else. So I'm really hitting the ground running, and it took me a few days to mentally make the shift that, okay, just because I have to focus on something different for a short period of time doesn't mean I'm stalled. It actually might allow me the chance to make more momentum and get more momentum moving forward in what I want to do than what I was doing. So there's always, again, a different way of looking at things. So I'm working on that today and creating what I like to call an indoctrination series, or just an upfront training program actually for my Facebook group. Learned this from Landon Porter, and actually the indoctrination series and things from Russell Brunson, but I love the way Landon Porter does it in his group, getting clients without being salesy. And they put a treasure hunt at the front of theirs, and it's actually a full-fledged training program. And so I want to model that and do something similar on my Supersize Your Business group, because I think that it's an awesome way, number one, to share training and education with the people that are part of the group, but also to bring people in and make sure that we're bringing like-minded people together, like-minded people into the group so that the group functions and benefits everyone to the best of its ability, because that's my purpose with it, is to really help entrepreneurs and small business owners supersize their business, because all of our businesses are different, but in some ways, the path and the journey, the steps are the same, the journey is different for everyone. So the actual process to business success, it's a very simple process. The way we go about it, each of us, is entirely different. You know, how can one person get through the steps of creating a successful business in weeks and it takes another person decades? Well, it's because we're all different, and it's all about our journey to what it is that we want to achieve. And that, again, is different for each of us, which is what makes life amazing and special and wonderful, is that we can all have and do and be whatever we want, and it doesn't take away from anyone else having and doing and being whatever they want. That's an abundance mindset versus a scarcity mindset. Now, all of the world will have you believe that, you know, there's only so much pie to go around. There's only so much money. There's only so much anything. And that is an absolute bold-faced lie that is repeated to us and upon us from before we are born to the day that we die. But we have the power to choose whether we believe that or not. And guess what? That can be true for everyone else around you, but it doesn't have to be true for you. You get to decide your own reality and your own truths. How cool is that? Pretty awesome, huh? So I'm going to go out and I'm going to decide my own reality and my own truths today and create some really fun things for the universe, because that's what I'm here for, to make the world a better place. What are you here for? Share in the comments below, because this pajama grandma would love to know. Bye. See you tomorrow.